Jai Bhim, I am Deepthi Sukumar from Bebag Bhasha for Dalit Lives Matter. On Sunday, Kavin Selva Ganesh, a software engineer working for TCS for the past 3.5 years, traveled to Thoothukudi to meet his girlfriend in a hospital where she was working. And as he was waiting there, his girlfriend Subhashini's brother came and met him and said that he wanted to take him to meet his parents. And as Kavin accompanied Surjit on his two-wheeler, Surjit took out his sickle and hacked him to death. This was the most brutal caste murder that has happened in Tamil Nadu. And it adds to a list of murders that have been happening in Tamil Nadu on a very regular basis with utmost impunity. Starting a significant among the list of these kind of caste arrogant murders. We can start with Ilavarasan, we can talk about Gokul Raj, we can talk about Shankar, and now it is coming. And how many of these kind of murders are going unseen, unheard, and unreported? It is a shame that in today's society, where we talk about humanity, where we talk about social justice, in a government that talks about social justice, in a government that is proud of its dravidian ideology and Periyarist ideology, can even leave these kind of murders so complacently without even making a noise about it. It's an absolute shame. It's an absolute atrocity. It's a double atrocity when everyone else keeps quiet when such murders are happening. Why was Kavin murdered? Who was he? Kavin was a Dalit. He belonged to the scheduled caste community. His parents are educated. His parents are employed, maybe in government service too. But who was the guy who murdered him? Surjit, Subhashini's brother. He belonged to the most backward community of Devas. And both his parents are police officers. So it's obvious. It's a kind of it's common knowledge. We can just reach a logical conclusion that Surjit's parents, the parents of Subhashini, who are also from the most backward community, and who had the caste arrogance and had the caste pride. It's kind of you cannot even ignore the fact that they would have known about this plan to murder Kavin. That Surjit had to murder Kavin. Surjit is only 21 years old. Why is all this happening? Who are the victims here? Who are the perpetrators here? Why is everybody keeping quiet? What was the government's response to such murders? In the murders of Gokul Raj, in the murders of Ilavarasan, nothing much happened. Not much social justice was happened there. The case dragged on for years and years and years. And then nothing happened. Maybe in the case of Shankar, it was Kausalya, his wife, who stood by him, who stood by Shankar's family and ensured that her own mother was convicted of that crime, of a caste murder. But where is this case going to go? Yes, it has been filed under the Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribes Atrocities Act, also under the BNS Act, and now we hear that Surjit has been accused of under the Gundas Act. But really, where will all this go? Why is the government so silent about this? Why is there no statement being made about this? Kavin's parents are absolutely sure that he was murdered by the entire family. This was a caste murder. This was a caste atrocities. They have repeatedly stated it and declared it as such. In Parliament also, Tirumavalavan and his colleagues from this party have raised this issue of Kavin's murder and have demanded that a law be passed against such caste murders and this caste arrogance murders. In Tamil it's called Anava Kolai. It is not honor killing, it is Anava Kolai. Anava means arrogance. This is a murder just for arrogance, just for pride, just for pride. And where is all this? Who is benefiting from these murders? What is the benefit of these murders? It is just to keep a kind of a superstitious ideology that talks about the caste women being pure, her bodies being pure, and the caste woman has to safeguard the purity and the prestige of her caste, and therefore she must not have any kind of a relationship with a man of the Dalit community. This is absolutely atrocious, a clear sign of untouchability, and happening today in this era of artificial intelligence, robotic technology. It's an absolute shame. Shame to the Indian society that such things are still happening. We must hang our heads in shame that such things are happening. And not just the government, the civil society, the public, and all of us who keep talking about us being anti-patriarchal or anti-caste and for human rights. Really, we must hang our heads in shame that this has happened once again under our watch. We should be ashamed. And there is nothing more humiliating, nothing more shameful, even to be talking about such an incident that has happened in Tamil Nadu, which is one of the most progressive states in the country. What is our response going to be on this? Let us, promote what Ambedkar has said about annihilation of caste with intercaste marriages. I think we need to promote that. We need to have a proactive system, a proactive mechanism where this patriarchal order and the control that it has on young men and women in making their choices in relationships, in marriage, must be demolished, must be destroyed. That system, that mechanism must be destroyed, both because that is the link between caste and patriarchy, which is why the murders are happening. This caste murder, shows up the link between caste and patriarchy. Because on one side, it says that the murder is happening because a Dalit man has robbed the purity of a caste woman. That the patriarchy has to take control and ensure that this will not happen by murdering that Dalit person. This should never happen in this country which is priding itself of science, of technology, where such stupid, superstitious, atrocious behavior still goes on unpunished, and that too by the very system that is pledged and that is there to enforce law and order and to ensure the safety and protection of the most vulnerable and the most marginalized of communities, the Dalit communities. Surjit's parents are police officers in the district of Thoothukudi. How are they going to be held accountable for this atrocious murder committed by their son and most probably at their behest? Jai Bhim.